Hello, Scrapper Names fans. How are we all today? I am back again with another layout for you. This time it's a Project Life spread. It is for the Kitaholic Kit's April Sketch Challenge. They had two this month. They had the Project Life one as well as a normal 12x12 one. So, what have I got here? So, I'm obviously using the papers from the kit for this month. So, those two top ones, that beautiful floral one there, not that one. This one that I'm holding up right now is the Kaisercraft Wildflower one. That's a Shimelle Lane pattern paper, and that other flowery one there as well that you can see now is a Shimelle Lane one as well. Haven't got the name for it off the top of my head, but feel free to ask me in the comments. Oh, there you go. Look, I show you little by little. Oh God, I'm good. Alright, so I am using these papers, as I said, which are from the main kit that I get each month. And I'm going to use these to make my own Project Life cards, using these as well as my bits of ephemera and things we get in the pack as well. Oh. So I hope everyone's been good. It is Anzac Day here in Australia. And in Canberra it is absolutely miserable. They always say that today marks the official beginning of winter here in Canberra, because for some reason it just snaps and it's cold, which today is perfect. It is miserable, it is cold, it is wet, it is yuck. I'm currently sitting here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in pyjama pants and slippers. So yeah, what else would you be doing? So I hope everyone else is doing well and you've had a good Easter. It's been a little bit since I've put some process videos up. I've been trying to keep up with my blog posts at least, because we were away for a week, but I did take some scrapping goodies with me and got some things done, as you do. But anyway, alright, sorry, back to the layout. Sidetracked. Okay, so as you saw before, I went through and was picking some photos. I did edit out a lot of the fussing back and forth as to what was going to go where. Which is exactly what I'm doing here, and then I end up going back to, I think, my original plan for these cards, trying just to match obviously with the colours of the layout as well as of the photo, as well as kind of the theme for the pictures, if that makes any sense. So for example, the little tigery looking one, I want to sort of, you know, give that jungly kind of look as well to the card. Now those circle pieces there I was going to use because the title card, I think from the original, the sketch challenge, was to have like a circle piece in it, and I changed my mind out on that and end up doing like that blue piece you can see, as well as like a doily, gold doily in the back that I got from a stash. Little fingers next to me, I must have had help. Actually no, I remember this. She was using my gelatos as crayons. God love her. Hannah's got a bit of an obsession with gelatos at the moment, and so yeah. So she went over to where Mummy keeps her gelatos, and I was like, no, you're using them as crayons. So just finding the right way that the cards to go. I also didn't want like pale coloured cards next to another pale coloured card, just because I wanted each of the pages, the pockets to pop, if that makes sense. So there was a bit of fussing around, as I said, as I made a decision on how I wanted it all to be. And I think when you're doing it for a bit of a challenge, I don't know about anyone else, you want to make sure it looks the best it can look. I think that's all. Looking at my spread, I actually have my spread next to me. I managed to remember to bring it with me when I do my voiceover. I hide away in my room so I don't get disturbed, ideally. Okay, so what you can see here is my little tray of goodness, and it is just the ephemera that came in the main kit. So we have, what I'm looking through now is the Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams ephemera pieces, whatnot. The middle is printables that came in the kit, that's exclusive printables to the Kitaholic Kits, and then there was wood veneer that also came from Corporate Creations that were in the main kit as well. So quite a good lot of fun stuff to use or add to your stash. lots of finger tapping, trying to figure out what I was going to put where, or how to achieve that sort of sketch, not using the Toy Story stickers. Oh no, sorry, they're not Toy Story, they're Paw Patrol. I should have known, as you can see there. So yep, just as you can see, just playing around, making final decisions on which way it should go. And I do, as I said, use one of these little gold doilies that came from my stash just to add that circular feature that the sketch called for on the title card. And this little, I guess, is it like a film reel? That's how I took it. So I thought it fitted perfectly, being that they were all photos of Snapchat photos of my daughter being crazy, as she does. I think she was trying to convince me to put Paw Patrol on it. As you can see, the Paw Patrol pictures keep sneaking, stickers keep sneaking onto my craft mat. I can't remember if I did this layout. Maybe it was before school holidays, and hence she was not at preschool or anything. So our school holidays, it finishes tomorrow. Must say I'm pretty happy about that. Back to normal-ish, kind of quiet afternoons or lunchtimes. So not much to explain, just sticking things down. These stickers came in the kit as well. And as I said, it's my title card, so I'm just going with Silly Snaps. And I decided to do them a bit wonky because it's a bit crazy, and that's what it is. Alright. So yeah, just finishing up now. I do go backwards, as you can see, the letters I'm doing backwards, just so I made sure that they all fitted the right way I wanted them to. I didn't want them to go across the entire card. Oh, and as you can see, I have decided I went with the square edge instead of rounded edge, which I think I've had these conversations before in my videos. I used to be very much a rounded edge girl, the corner rounder and all the rest of it, but I'm not really sure what changed my mind. I think it's less work because I find my corner rounder gets stuck and sometimes make the corners that don't actually look right. So yeah, so I've decided, and you know, when I do Project Life, some of my other Project Life spreads, which you'll see as I upload, I have a mix of the old style Project Life cards, not old style, but I guess with the rounded edges, and I use other pieces that I might make, like cards that I might make with the square edge. And I don't care about, I'm not worried about it looking too different. It's for me, it's for my kids, no one's judging, so whatever works, really. And I actually don't think I don't notice it. Whether it's because I knew I did it, I don't know, but I don't seem to notice it too much. So yeah, so just adding, as you can see, just adding some pieces here that all of this pretty much came in the kit. There's a few extra pieces I popped in from my stash, like that doily on this one, and there's a little phrase piece that I'll put on. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm sitting on my bed where it's quiet. I've escaped. So we got these, the photo overlays as well in the kit, and I went to use it to add that round piece to it, but I didn't end up using it, and I haven't actually used them yet, so right, onto my second card here, which is the, as I said, the the jungle theme. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, these tags, sorry guys, off my own little world there. Yeah, so this tag I thought was perfect for it. The lovely sort of ferny looking flowers, and just added that to me, that tropical jungly, all that sort of kind of theme. I had some little wood veneer, a little wood veneer heart and leaf as well on it, and it just adds to that theme of the card. It doesn't take away from the picture, but to me, yeah, as I said, it just sort of fitted well. And I didn't actually put any string through the tag at the top. I think I couldn't find any. I think that was the reason why it's all disappeared in my house at the moment. I'm not really sure where it had gone to, or where I did this video. And I'm just using double-sided tape, I'm sure you can tell from there. I'm just deciding, I think what's going on here, trying to figure out whether or not it needed something more to it. Oh, that was the other thing with these stickers. I found for some reason that they didn't stick very well. I actually even went back to a layout, maybe when I was loading pages up into their albums, into my albums, that these stickers had slid a little bit off the spot they were supposed to be on. So yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, this one's not even a mixed media, so the sticking shouldn't be too much of an issue. But yeah, I don't know. I just had a bit of trouble with them permanently sort of staying stuck. So I just jot down, nothing too much on this card. It just says fierce like a tiger. My little miss is a big fan of Snapchat. It's a game to her, I guess. That's the way it is. Oh, something doesn't want to fit. Is it not fitting, or is it the glue? Yeah, I probably have to wait for it to dry. I always do that. I go to slide them into pages and the glue hasn't quite stuck yet, so it slides the pieces I've glued down around. Alright, so this cute little one. So this, I went for a softer background card, I guess, paper, whatever. Just because I thought it was a bit of a loving kind of cutesy pootsy one picture. So that's what I went for. And yeah, so just again, these are just different pieces. That ephemera piece there that looks like the budge with the love heart is again from the Chasing Dreams pack. Just digging around to see what I can find. And sometimes I find when I use pieces, like I think that little tab piece that I do use on the side of this card is I think it just fell out, like out of the container there. I don't actually think I deliberately picked it, and I was like, oh, I might use that. Random, but it worked. I have been having trouble with my Fiskars trimmer, as you probably would have seen. It keeps coming off. Anyway, so whilst I was away, I noticed more and more it was not cutting my photos properly, and I wasn't sure if it was the paper or whatever I was using. Anyway, got home, been home for a few days, and decided yesterday that I'd sit and do a page, and I thought, I'm so over this. So I had a look at it, silly me, changed the blade over because I had a replacement one when I brought it a little while back, and yeah, that's all it needed. So it must wear. I mean, people might already know this, but your cutter piece must wear down, and that's why it kept coming loose. Like if when I opened the cutter back up, it would fall out. And then obviously the blade's wearing, so it's not cutting as neatly and crispy as it should be. So yeah, I've solved that problem. So anyone else with a cutting problem of it falling out, that probably is why it needs replacing. I didn't think it would, I guess I've used it so much, but I didn't think it would wear out that quickly, but I guess it did. I mean, I've had it for a few months, who am I kidding? You know, and the way we scrap sometimes, yeah, probably did well. I liked this little photo. I thought it was quite cute. She's a funny little monkey, my girl. What am I doing? Adding some sparkle to the page. So I pull out, I think, what have I got there? So from a previous kit, we got these yellowy coloured rhinestones, Kaisercraft rhinestones. So I'm just using those just to add a little bit of pop to the page. As I said, it's quite a soft coloured sort of card. I keep saying page, sorry. I think I've done so many 12x12s of late. And that's what I'm getting used to again. Isn't funny, I started many years ago doing just traditional 12x12. No mixed media, nothing. Hadn't heard of that, nothing. And then, yeah, stopped and then came back to scrapbooking with the Project Life phase of this pocket page. And then, again, this whole mixed media stuff has started and I've started to get onto that and been doing 12x12. So I'm trying to remember to do a mix. And I guess it depends for me on how many photos I have of that particular event or moment in time. Like this one's got a few photos. Lighting change, which means I had to stop and come back to it. So what have I done? Alright, cool. No, I didn't miss anything. That's okay then. Now I have no one near me, I can move my page off. So also in the sketch there was a card, a spot where you put two smaller photos. So I've obviously chosen these two because they were easier to cut down a bit. And just, yeah, and I've gone with the darker background just to make the two pictures pop a little bit because the other one's got that bright coloured pink through it as well as the pineapple head, which is kind of funny. And I don't embellish this one too much because I think that it's actually quite busy itself, the pictures. So there were some tag pieces in the ephemera packs. And I'm just trying to use those. I do try and use up my kits, as I'm sure everyone else does, but I try and use them up a bit, you know, before the next one's due to come. Although this one's filmed earlier in the month. I sort of think, oh my God, if I don't use them, I'm never going to use them because I can become, I think, a bit of a hoarder because they just are so beautiful. Like I had a lot of trouble with the past kit and this kit because the papers were just like really pretty. I was really happy to get myself some of that Kaisercraft Wildflower collection. I was looking forward to getting that. And I think I brought the 6x6 paper pad, or 6.5, whatever it is, on my last haul to Kaisercraft there a few weeks ago. So it goes really well actually. I can use the smaller papers as well as not having to cut into a big 12x12 piece. So as I said, I don't embellish this card too much. I don't feel it needs it because the background is quite busy with the florals, but the photos themselves are bright, they're a bit crazy, and so I think I just add a little tag that says funny faces underneath the photos, which you'll see in a minute, some little of those Kaisercraft rhinestones, and that's pretty much it. As I said, it just looked too busy. just flicking through my little stash of leftover pieces to see what I could. I knew it did need something. Oops. Sorry if you can hear some craziness. It's, as I said, it's miserable. The kids are running around going crazy inside. Oh, I decided to put a piece on the title card. I think I said that before. So this one's quite a long video, I think, because I did cut out a fair bit of the process, as much as it may not seem it. But I also wanted to, I think with this one, you know, I hadn't done a project life spread for a while, and sometimes I do them, when I film them, I realised I was doing them pre-planned. But, you know, sometimes for beginners, it's, as I said, I've said before, it's great to see how, you know, you think things through and how other people think about what they're going to do and, you know, how they're going to do it and things like that. So I kept it that way and sped it up as, you know, as much as I could without sort of missing everything. So just the tag piece. Could be fighting with that. May have overstuck it. I think I popped this bit up on a bit of fun foam, not fun foam, but double-sided foam tape, just to pop it away from the photos as well. So it sticks out but doesn't, you know, stick out too much. Oh, these little Amy Tan stickers, actually, let me look. So there's a little phrase sticker up the top that says, "Oh yes," and that's what I'm putting up there now. It's just a little pink one. Again, as I said, they're an old Amy Tan set I got a while ago. I got them from Spotlight, I think, from memory. There you go, and up close to the card. Trying to remember to do that for you when I do my Project Life spreads. And saying that, I don't think the next video where I did Project Life I did that. My bad. Alright, so this piece here is from that Kaisercraft collection I said, that Wildflower. And this card is actually my journaling card, which I think from memory in the sketch it's what it's supposed to be. So there was a lot of fussing around with how I was going to make this fit with what the sketch did, but not, I didn't want to take away from the card itself because I love the beautiful floral watery coloured kind of pattern on it, and I didn't sort of want the audience to miss out on that, I guess, because I just think it's really, really pretty. So, and the sketch also had what looked like a bit of a tag kind of thing in it. There you go. I saved you the hassle of seeing it too much, I think. So down to the last few ephemera pieces. I picked that tag there that, I don't know if you can see it very well actually, but there is a tag there with the blue coloured butterflies on it, in the middle of the card there. Alright, and then there's these little label tag pieces in the printables, so I cut them in half and stick them either side of this, one above the other, sorry. Here, as you can see, just to journal on, and then just to add some more little ephemera pieces to this card just to finish it off. Alright, so I just journal on there. So I just journal using the Snapchat filters to make silly faces. Mum, can we play silly faces on your phone? Because that's what my little girl asks, little miss asks for. So just sticking them in under the tag there. And I managed to make these line up fairly well the way I wanted them, like fairly perfectly for me, so that, you know, the tag still was in the middle of the page. Those two little labels were, with the journaling on it, sat the way I wanted to. I didn't want them perfectly in line with each other. I wanted them slightly askew. So I was very happy with that. So I always try and use, obviously, what's on my desk first, before I go looking through my stash if I can't find the right piece, the perfect piece. So I am just putting down a little wood veneer heart. On that corner tag there. And I fuss around with a few little pieces to add to this card. In the end I don't. As I said, I didn't want to take away. I was really conscious of not wanting to take away from the pattern on the paper, because I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. So I do add this piece here, and it just says, "You make my heart happy." And I thought the yellow tied in really well with some other the yellowy elements I've got, or gold on my page throughout the spread here. Now what do I do here? I add a little cork piece that I had in my stash. It says Smile. I didn't like the tag not having anything at the top there, so that's what I ended up adding. But first I add this lovely little wood veneer butterfly again that was just in my stash from a previous kit. Just goes with that whole, you know, wild kind of theme thing. There you go. Stuck. There you go. Alright, so finally my last card. It's a crazy one. It really is. So yeah, just use that that ephemera piece from the Chasing Dreams collection I have sitting there. It just says hello with a peacock, I guess, on it. And I'd use one of the little hearts that are in it as well. Not lots of embellishing, I don't feel, that's on this layout. I think the cards are a bit busy themselves, like each pocket is a bit busy with the picture itself and things like that, so I don't feel that it needed heaps. Or I'm getting too hard to make a decision, or it's getting too hard to make decisions with all the lovely pretties that are in my packs at the moment. But anyway, so yeah, so as you can see, just shuffling through. And just playing around with what pieces to add. So, I'm sorry, you can't see this very well, I do apologise. But I am playing with some little floral pieces to add to there, just to tie in with some of the other florals on the page. all throughout the spread. But in the end I don't go with any except that little, as I said, that tag. Made a decision, it looks like. I'm sticking it down. Ready, set, go. Okay, just double-sided taping everything, sticking it all down, and then that card is done and the spread is finished. So we are nearly at the end. I do sort of apologise that this is a long video. I wanted to show those that are watching that are new to it the process that can go, you know, it's okay to fiddle around for hours and hours and hours. Not that this was hours and hours and hours, and this spread didn't take me hours and hours. I did have to stop and come back, but you know, it can be a bit of a process, and sometimes when you, especially like this is a new kit for me, so this was done at the beginning of this month of April. You know, you don't know what to use because it all looks lovely and it's all new, but then it's so pretty you don't want to use it anymore. Well, that's me. So yeah, it can be a bit daunting and exciting all at the same time. So I just put away some of the stuff that I was using, just because I also like to see in case I've missed anything. In this case I sort of didn't. I was going to use that tag, but I didn't. That little piece. So as you can see, I've stuck down that little piece with the peacock thing on it, and then a floral love heart, and now I'm just adding some Kaiser yellow rhinestones that I used previously in the layout, you know, just to add a bit of glitz to it. And I did journal on the side, not a lot of journaling, it just says, what did I say, crazy kid, but we love ya, because she's crazy. So I will have some close-ups for you in a second. I do thank you for joining me again, and I will have a couple of layouts, some more process videos up. Feel free to pop on over to my blog or my Instagram, because when I'm not doing process videos I do like to put some things up on those social media channels, just so you can, you know, you can see it. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to do filming, so I try and take some little quick snaps of things that I do and post them as a blog post. Yeah, so coming up to I think the close-ups now of the spread itself. I hope you enjoyed this, and again, thank you very much. Please give me a like and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another process video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.